I'm Jennifer Sanasi. You're watching News 24 Live. I'm joined in studio by Corin Thompson and Carrie Hammerton. They've just released a new book called Sugar Free, 8 Weeks to Freedom from Sugar and Carb Addiction. They're joining me in studio. They're going to tell us all about the delicious recipes in here. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm very good. I am excited to speak about this book. What's interesting is you were actually telling me before the interview, you started working on it before the whole Tim Noakes Banting diet craze happened.
Yes.
What inspired you?
So essentially, Professor Noakes and I started a sugar addiction program called HELP, the Harmony Eating and Lifestyle Program, in Hout Bay in Cape Town. And Carrie came on one of those programs. And after that, and this was way before the Real Meal Revolution, we decided to write this book together to empower people to break free from their sugar and carb addiction and just start living the best life they can possibly do.
Now, tell me about sugar and carb addiction. Who is addicted to sugar and carbs? Is it all of us?
What do you think?
No, there's a lot of research that's been done around addiction, and they say that about 10% of the population is addicted, and it could be to anything, not necessarily sugar and carb. There's a short questionnaire in the book which is quite interesting. It might be worthwhile looking at that. Things like, do you crave sweet things even after you've had a full meal? Do you crave more carbs after you've had them? Yeah, things like that will point to you being a sugar and carb addict.
And then the other thing is that processed food, is genetically, chemically engineered to make us addicted. So these big companies, and I won't name any names, have studied what they call the bliss point, which is when you eat something that has the right combination of salt, sugar, and fat, or processed stuff, it releases a dopamine rush, which makes you feel phenomenal. But the bliss point makes sure that we have just enough that leaves us craving more. So foods, processed foods, are actually created to make us addicted. So our whole philosophy is to become more authentic, to become, to go back to that original state of being and cut out all the nonsense from your life.
Now, were either of you addicted to sugar or carbs before you started working on this?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's why we wrote the book, because we wanted to tell people our story so they could become empowered to start the journey themselves.